You heard of a guy named Pat Spinosa? We just chatted with him, and let me tell you what, this guy's got everything going on. He's the founder of Like a Farmer podcast, and this dude is talking about everything under the sun, of course, with farming. But then you look at the guy, he's talking to country music artists, he's talking to sports icons, he's talking to everyone under the sun, and this man is making move after move after move, and he was gracious enough to talk to us about some of those moves. I'm here with Casey Hahi. This is the Monday Mornings with Mitch podcast. Case has got a new studio. He's got the good gigabyte internet. Case, give us a little bit of the scoop on what you're doing, and give me a little bit of scoop about the conversation we just had.
Oh, Mitch, I don't know how the guy sleeps, to be honest. I mean, he is all over the place. He's going hunting with Jackson Dart. He's, starting arguments with Wayne Kiffin.
Yeah.
He's boys with Drinkowitz. This guy is involved in everything, whether it's putting on events, whether it's helping with charities, his podcast, jet setting everywhere. I mean, this conversation kind of blew my mind. The energy, the energy, the excitement. We talk about farming, how it's the cornerstone of America, because he, in fact, is a sixth-generation farmer out of Florida. We talk about beef between Florida and California, if there is any beef. Sure. With the old citrus farming. As everybody knows, farmers are the cornerstone of America, so he's very vocal about that. Dude, it was first time I ever met the guy, so it was epic. Guy brings the juice, no pun intended. And man, he lives a wild life.
Man, it was the tone he set with just his volume was insanely loud that we put it down. He is a hoot, man. I cannot wait for you guys to listen to this podcast. This conversation with Pat is electric. So sit back, relax, and always enjoy this episode of Monday Mornings with Mitch with Pat Spinosa.
I've got a long list of real good reasons for all the things I've done, and regret is just a memory written on my brow, and there's nothing I can do about it now.
It's hard to call him the godfather of this thing. He's only been doing it for 2 short years, but man, does he seem like he's got something figured out. Casey Hahi. We have a 6th generation citrus and cattle farmer out of, where is it? Polk County, Florida. Pretty cool spot. A guy who I just alluded to, Like a Farmer podcast, unbelievable. He goes all through stuff, rural living, talks to athletes, also does country music artists, which is like, at this point, just stop, dude. You got all this cool stuff cornered. Please welcome our good friend Pat Spinosa.
It's got the wine.
Pat.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Dude,
I'm really excited to hop on the show. Like, y'all's show number 1 is fantastic. But when you start, we just talked about saturated markets. We were talking about nicotine. Now we're talking about podcasts. Everybody wants to do podcasts. So then when you find, if you're a podcast listener, then you're digging into the personalities, the talent, the people on the mic. And then y'all two as individuals are awesome.
Oh,
right?
Pat.
I mean, Mitch, you did your thing on the football field in KC. Don't sleep on just what you've done and what you're doing, because let's just make it very clear. Mitch is talking on the mic. You're doing the work when it comes to
absolutely.
And Mitch will agree with me on that. And it's a very hard trait to know how to do, and you do a great job. So kudos to y'all.
I appreciate that.
Casey, thank God I'm wearing compression shorts, because the blood just flew to the midsection.
I'm about to knock the table over sitting down.
I mean, dude, as you know, likewise, like just listening to your stuff, seeing what you've done. Of course, in the last few weeks, we've gotten to know each other, and you've been such a treasure trove of information and so kind. I think that's been the coolest thing in this thing. So we can't thank you enough. And you really do have a gift, and that gift takes you places, man. You're on the road a bunch. And when I say that, I mean, like I had a phone call with Pat, and he was home for like the first 48 hours in a month. Now you're bouncing back and forth. You're doing all this stuff. You recently get engaged. Life's happening at a really fast clip, but it's all exciting stuff. But is there any part of you that's just like, yes, I'm having a blast, but man, I need to change something up? Or you like the clip you're going at, or you're just kind of letting the wind take you the next day where it wants to?
Dude, what a great question that is, because you get caught up sometimes of not being able to like sit back and actually enjoy life. And then you get all your friends here in town that are like, dude, you live the life. You get to go and hang out with this person and that person. You're backstage and you're on the field and you're in a race car and all that. But it's work though, man. And like it can burn you out. Like it truly can. And that work-life balance where I never paid too much attention to it. And we talked a little bit offline, like, that's why I'm so blessed to have my fiance, because like that person to like perspective that there is more than life than just your job. And I'm fortunate enough to not just have a job. Like I can call work a lifestyle, because I enjoy storytelling more than anybody else. And I enjoy like meeting new people and finding out who they are and where they came from and adversity and success and all of that. But shit, man, sometimes you just got to sit back, and like there are times where I'm burned out, and
Sure.
And there are like temptations of like moving places, like because it would be a lot easier and you're not traveling enough. But like, man, I'm a Florida boy, dude. I'm a 6th generation Floridian, and I love Florida. I just do.
Yep. I
Hey,
mean, I can
which,
kind of, in no way, shape, or form, am I anywhere near, your level, but I can kind of relate in a sense of, I worked 12 years college football. I did 4 years in the NFL, and that's how I met Mitch. And, you have all your friends and everybody. Very glad I met Mitch. But, you have your friends in town, and you have, my wife's friends and stuff like that are all just like, isn't that so cool? Your husband works in the NFL. He's with the Jags every day. He's, Trevor Lawrence calls him, Mitch is texting him, or whoever. And like, in theory, yeah, that's cool. But working 15-hour days for 8 straight months, and this is not, alluding or anything with you, Mitch, because you're a player. It's a little different. But like on the other side, I'm just like, I'm burnt the fuck out. Like, yeah, it's really cool, and it was cool when you first started, but then you see these guys every single day, and it's just like, the allure kind of wears off, and it's work. It's just work. And it's just like, cool. Everybody thinks you're cool because you do this, but man, I grind my balls off doing it.
Well, I would say 2 things can be true at the same time, right? Like I could really enjoy the folks I'm with. I can really like pinch myself every single day that I get to do this. But also there is a fact that this is wearing my ass out, and this is a job, and as much as you see the enjoyment part, Pat, I'm sure when you go into, you're traveling to places, you get to meet these guys, like you're stressing out about probably how the flow of the conversation is going to go. How am I going to rope this in? Well, what's that like? Like for you, when you go into an interview process, are you just like, is there part of you that just says, I'm just going to go with the flow, see where this takes us, I know this guy enough? Or are you just writing with pen and pad, this is how I want this to structure, and this is what I want to go through?
So in the beginning, number one, it's all relationships. This is a relationship industry. And you can tell by my interviews, the people that I've hung out with prior to me sitting down with them and interviewing them. And just go back and look at 17, man. Like my interviews with Josh, Josh was my first episode, and then we just launched a second episode, a couple months ago. And now I knew Josh prior to that first episode, but our relationship over the last 3 years is beautiful, man. You can just tell. And like, you start to get to a point where, man, just be yourself. Like, don't get me wrong. You want to have a team or even yourself dig in a little bit on who that person is, but you're here because of yourself and like who you are as an individual. And these people are wanting to come on the show to talk to you. You don't have to make an interview. It's a conversation. And I tell you who helped me the most. I had Bussin' with the Boys on, Will and Taylor. And this was so early on that I would have like a sheet of questions to ask. And Taylor even said, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just have a conversation. and literally took the paper and crumbled it and threw it on the ground. We just had a great conversation. And that meant a lot to me of just like, dude, just exactly. Like, just be yourself, man. You're just yucking it up with the boys, having some, wine and beer or whatever. And it's just like, that's why I've told you, I enjoy, there's not a episode where I don't just pop an Outlaw Light, man. Hey, let me go grab an Outlaw. Let me just pop it open. Then you're just, not that I'm promoting drinking alcohol to have better conversations, but, I just think
it helps.
Sometimes a better time, if you know what I'm saying. But That, Mitch, to be honest with you, that's what it is. It's like it took me a little bit to just realize, like, you know what? Just be yourself, have a conversation, and be interested. I'm a very intellectual, like, human being. Like, I want to know who Mitch is. I want to know who Casey is. I want to know who your parents were. I want to know if you grew up with just a mom or if you grew up with just a dad or both of them, you know, unfortunately passed away. Like, I want to go deep. Like, I want to know who that person is sitting, like, next to me. And, like, that's just been the cool thing. And, like, storytelling is, you know, what built America, to be honest with you. And, like, I just love that. And I got so many great mentors, dude. I talk to Dan Orlovsky every other week. You want to talk about traveling? I talk to Marty Smith once a month. You want to talk about traveling? Right? So it's like those guys get where I'm at, and it's nice to, like, be able to kind of lean on people that do that for a living.
Leaning on folks is what makes it like that's what makes it enjoyable, bearable. Also, what makes the conducive flowing of conversations. But dude, like I know we talked about it, Pat. Like where we are right now, we are asking so many favors, can't return shit, and it is just we're leaning on folks. So it is really cool to run into those people. And honestly, what's been so surprising to me, I mean, those are some big names you're talking to, but I'm you know, just the folks that are so like forthcoming with information and their resources and their people. Like, hey, I might not have this, but I'll reach out like that. They didn't have to do that. And I was not expecting that totally in this business. I thought it'd be a little more cutthroat, and there is a little bit of that. And, you know, you can kind of see that, but it is kind of fun. I enjoy that. But all right. So talking about things that I'm interested in, Polk County, Florida is something I've just in the last few hours gotten very interested in.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. So as you well know, it's named after the 11th president of the United States. What was his name? I still have another sheet. I just crumpled up my backup sheet. So James Polk. That's right.
Hold on. You didn't know Polk County because of my sheriff, Grady Judd?
Grady Judd is a really cool dude.
Okay.
But so is the fact that you guys are the striped bass capital of the world. Is that right?
Well, Bill Dance, either, I know that he had a place. He might still have a place here in Polk County. Dude, it's great fishing, man. It's great living. Like, yeah, I mean, Polk County's it.
Well, Polk County's it. Also, they have a little bit of balls in saying that they were the inventors of water skiing. Is there a lot of lakes around there doing some water skiing? I know there's Lakeland, which is...
Lakeland. So Lakeland is where I am now. But believe it or not, and you're going to have to fact check me. So we've got Winter Haven, which is the chain of lakes. Like they do like water skiing. Cypress Gardens was there. They had the water skiing show. The college that lives on the lake, or the college that's on the lake that I live on in Lakeland has a water skiing team. Like, dude, we're studs. I can't water ski worth a damn. Now I can get on a tube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know,
dude,
there's
nothing better than ultimate
dude. Just nothing better than
that is.
Your dad jumping on the wheel, your butt cheeks are just hanging out because you're just holding on for dear fucking life.
Making a 90-degree turn into someone else's wake, and you just go.
Dude, it's the best. It's like water, like tubing is probably, and same with like snow. And you're not going to catch me on snow skis, bro. I can't even do the damn pizza, but you'll catch me on a snow tube 100%, going fast as hell too.
Snow tubes are much different experience than water tubes. Snow skiing is fun. We got to get you out there, Pat. It's the best. I still have to lose some weight, so I'm not just a absolute ogre going down there, just my knees exploding on some moguls.
That's not my cup of tea.
No, I know how. Dude,
I got my Whistler hoodie on right now.
The kid used to be a wizard.
I do love Masters.
Yeah, that's subtle. Drinking your wine, having your Masters hoodie on. It's nice. There's a dead animal in the back and a Rolex clock. I see you doing your subtle game. That's sick. Hey, so Case and I were chatting, and I was like, this is just me being an idiot Gentile from outside the state of Florida. I was like, I never thought of Florida being this big farm community and all this stuff. Right. And he's like, yeah, dipshit. Like they do cattle, and of course it's the oranges, and then of course, Pat, your family's wheelhouse, but Case was telling me there might be a little bit of beef.
Maybe.
Between states on citrus farming.
It's possible. I'd like to know. So I lived in California for 4 years. I lived off and on in Florida for 12 total years. My wife is from Southern California. her mom lives in Central California, which there's a ton of citrus farming, oranges, you name it. What I have learned from my wife in being in California and also both Florida, there is beef between states. There's just beef, whether it's political or our beaches are better or whatever the case may be. Is there like a dark underground web like argument and beef between citrus farmers in California and Florida? Because they're both the two of the biggest citrus farming areas in the United States, if maybe the world, I don't know that. But is there beef between states like there is in general, talk?
So, you know what? I think we should highlight this about the beef that there is in all of the farming industry, right? Like, I mean, I had Coach Matt Rule from Nebraska on the show the other day, and he was saying that the corn's better in Nebraska than it is in Iowa. I mean, these guys, the beef in the farming industry is unbelievable. On the citrus thing, it's so weird, dude. It's so hard for us to grow like fresh fruit, so we're more juiced, right? Like when you drink Florida's natural, you can know that it's coming from right here at home in the best state in the country. Now, the fresh fruit gets a little weird. California does a lot of that, and it's one of those things where, look, I think if there is beef, if there is, I would say that there shouldn't be because, dude, you want to talk about other countries getting into it? It's like that's not like you want it to be from here. There's two things that you always have to be dependent on as a country, and that's your protection, military, law enforcement, etc., and that's your food source. You'd be disgusted if you knew how much food left the country to go feed other countries. We can't have it flip on us. So is there beef? Maybe, but it is different. I mean, we are more juiced citrus than we are fresh fruit, whereas California is the opposite.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, farming is the cornerstone of America.
Well said, Casey. Good job.
So you're right.
The farmer is the current MVP of the National Football League, baby. Are you kidding me? People think Josh can throw a football. That dude can
he can make some pistachios.
Yeah, he can pick up an irrigation line too now.
But I mean, there should not be beef between, and there should not be any ag beef. It should.
There has to be though.
They're the cornerstone of America, man. You're all working together. But I understand money's money.
Yeah, but for Mitch, too, you want there to be a little beef because it just makes you better. It makes you a better farmer. You got to look at it as athletes,
Look at this guy,
man.
dude.
You do. Like, man,
no
I want to be better than you. Like, that. I love that. Like, that's why we started this damn business, man. Farming's just as cool as football, and I don't care what anybody says.
Well, you've been quoted as saying, let's make farming cool again. Right? Like, I think that's one of your biggest things, knowing that I just read this today that the average farmers are like the average farming age is 65 years old. Is that right?
Isn't that crazy?
That blew my socks
off,
dude.
Isn't that unbelievable, dude?
Well, it's not sad. It's startling. Absolutely startling.
Is it though?
Well, I mean, it's not startling that it's not startling. It's not startling that's the fact, but I understand why that's such a prevalent topic of conversations because we need a younger generation to step up and do this. So, of course, your fingers are in all the pies when it comes to farming, right? So, explain to a Gentile like me, a yuppie. All right, you're talking to two yups. All right, talk to the yuppie about what are some other things that might not be talked about in the farming world that are prevalent problems that need to be addressed sooner rather than later. I know you talked about like the exporting, probably a little more, but is there anything else that needs to be talked about or that you're trying to raise awareness about?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you can look at number one, let's just talk about the land, which you're not making any more of, and Casey, you're in Florida too.
I'm actually back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania now.
Oh,
yep.
I was just there, man. Go Bills. Anyways, going back to so think about the land. I mean, Mitch, we're in a state, you got 1,000 people a day moving here. And it's like, so you're not making any more land. So let's just focus on that. How about land ownership? There's a lot of other countries that own land here in Florida. Now, there's some states that are taking that away. There's a lot. I mean, China owns some land here in the United States. Like, what are we doing there? And then if you look at Now, keep in mind, and you're going to have to quote me, over 95% is still family-owned farms, but corporate America is getting into farming. And that's just something that you got to keep your eye out, because if it's corporate America, are they leasing it back to farmers to farm, because we damn sure know that they don't know what they're doing, or are they holding on to the most appreciable asset that we have, which is the real estate, to put new homes on there, or a new shopping center, or a new apartment complex? Like, that's what you have to keep out, because it's hard for me to kind of pick up on this growing food and buildings, and you can call up a restaurant now and get digital meat, fake meat, whatever that is. Like, I can't get on board with that. So, like, land ownership is very important to keep your eye out, and nobody talks about it, man. I mean, the age is the other thing. You don't have a ton of money in it. That's why the age is 60 or something years old. It's not as appealing as it should be, and that's why we try to do what we do to make it cool again. But you still have to have the money in it, the younger generation. It's one of those things that you have to have politics in it, man. You can't turn on Fox or CNN or whatever you are, and they're not talking about agriculture. They're talking about other stuff, which it is what it is. But it's like you just have to get people to notice it, man. I've said this, I've been quoted on this, and it will happen. And if I die before y'all, just make sure it does happen. But I want to partner with. I want to partner, whether it's the NFL or the SEC. I mean, why not partner with the SEC, baby? But, like, how about 1 week in a month? Or 1 weekend during the football season, we just celebrate who the farmers are, and who made that football field that you're standing on, and who made the football that you're throwing, and who's feeding that hot dog that you're eating, or who's drinking that beer. Like, farmers, how much of a role does a farmer play in a football game? Think about that. It's like, how can we celebrate them through athletics? Sports is the biggest thing in the world. We can all agree on it. And why don't we just do something to highlight, like, how we all got here? And that's just what we kind of thrive to do every single day.
Pat, I have a question about, so you're a sixth generation farmer, so you were probably more inclined, you studied it in school. You're more inclined to jump in it because your family was in it. Like, how often do you see folks who have no family background in farming jump into it?
It's impossible.
Can you even, right?
That's
like,
a great question. You have some government assistance a little bit, dude, but if that's such a great question, and it's so hard to fathom how hard it is to get in as a first generation farmer. You know, I've been fortunate enough, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm not strong enough and have the will enough to be a full-time farmer, dude. Like, that's my mom, my older brother, like, they're running the farm. I'm here to say that I started a brand called Like a Farmer, meaning that I ain't a farmer, baby. So it's just like, what do we even, like, it's one of those things where we were fortunate enough to be in a multi-generational, but think about when it started back in that first generation, it wasn't as hard. Dude, I think it's impossible now. I mean, real estate values are through the roof. Right. Don't just look at, like, residential home loans. Like, it's crazy. And you can't find the land anywhere. And if you do, you have to do so much on that little piece of land to make it worth it, man.
No doubt.
And I don't know how to fix it. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know how, but I mean, it is interesting, the thought of, like, getting the land ready. It's hard enough to get the land. And then, yeah, so say your family's been farming this property for a bit. It's been tilled, it's been done, all this stuff, so that this is where you plot, this is where you do that, and this is a good place to farm it. Like, I got offered a few hundred acres, and this is not farming land, but this is for cattle in the hill countries of Texas, where my family has some property. And it's beautiful property, but to do anything, even to live, even to get a road out there, it's insane. And the amount of money and the amount of effort you have to put into it, it's remarkable. And yes, it is. It's stunning. But yeah, I mean, so it's really fun to see you kind of tackle that with folks, talk about that. And then, in the foreseeable future, when we're seeing Pat on those whatever news outlet you go, I'll be sitting there with my coffee, already bald, and a little bit of gray in there, and Pat will be solving the world's problems, and I'll be like, hey, I got to talk to that.
I don't know if you're going to catch me on that, man. I will say, I think there's two. I enjoy what I'm doing now, but there's two routes that I'm gonna go, and I want to act, dude. I want to be I want to be an actor. I just do,
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where, like, growing up as a kid, like, yeah, I want to do this. Where it's like, well, now it's like media, especially new media, it's wide open, baby. And like, that storytelling at its finest is when you can act, and like, I love doing that. Or let me hit you with a damn pivot or politics.
Hey, you got the juice. No pun intended, citrus guy, for the politics.
I mean,
You'd crush, dog. Well, whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. We're gonna pivot a little bit and go into a more lights. I mean, this has been a lighthearted conversation, but this is just kind of the fun part. Okay,
I do want to ask one thing real quick.
you should, Casey. You should ask that question.
I apologize to interrupt.
Never.
Mitch, but there was, knowing that you were on, all right, so I watched Shark Tank from time to time, and you probably know this, and there was a guy on there. I got emotional, right? And it's the tree teepee. Do you remember that guy?
dude, I remember it absolutely. This guy's
Yes.
look at him.
Johnny Georges, and it was the most genuine,
What a mustache!
like heartfelt,
Great much.
just like whenever Mr. Wonderful was like, you know, Johnny, I'm sorry, but we're not going to make any money. You need to charge $14 a tree teepee. And his response was like, but these are farmers. Like, they don't have money for that. And he's like, well, I'm out. And then, you know, and then the one guy joined with him, and he talked about his dad and, you know, how his dad said nothing's given, everything's earned. And it was like, I just wanted to know if you knew that guy and if the tree teepee is still a thing in the farming industry. I would imagine it is. I think I looked it up. The guy made millions.
Yeah, the concept actually continues to work today. I mean, obviously it's changing, right?
Yeah.
But that concept was awesome, man, and he hit it right on the head. Like, there's no money in it. Now,
No.
it's just like I kind of maybe, you know, I'm slowly getting into the restaurant business as I am the new owner of a Buffalo wing restaurant in Buffalo.
Ooh.
But
Say it out loud. So
wing
people know.
nuts, baby, wing nuts. Wing nuts
Oh,
is my
seriously?
jam. Yeah.
Wait, Mitch and I were there. We were just there.
at Wing Nuts.
You know what? I got something to tell y'all. And my boys, we're all there because we go to one game a year. I was sitting at the next table from y'all.
Shut
No.
the fuck up.
Yeah, when y'all were there.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
No, I'm being
honestly, that's
serious. Anyways, but before we get into that, so it's just like the
insane. You can't
restaurant
just
business.
you can't just throw that out there. And
Yeah,
then
you
just dip
can't
out. Like that's
just
insane.
not talk
behavior.
about
I want to finish what like when this guy says it. There's no. You have to own the real estate for it to be much like to lease the land these days and to make the payments just to pay for the land is just unbelievable. It's just like in the restaurant business. What I'm saying, you want to own that the most appreciable, might even be the only appreciable asset you have, depending on the industry. It's the real estate. And, like, you just got to own it, and it's just so hard to do it these days. And I'm hoping we figure out ways to keep people involved in agriculture because that asset that they own, being the real estate, is worth more than it's ever been, and it's only going to go, especially in states like, you know, even Pennsylvania and Florida.
Yeah. Can
Wing
we
nuts.
go back to the fact that you were next to us at the restaurant?
I would have loved to
No.
put my paws on you, dude. That would have been insane. I would have loved to. It was good, man. It was good. We had just gotten off a pretty substantial bender the night before, and we were sweating, to say the least. But that was it's a good wing. It's a good spot. All right, so what we do, Pat, you have quite the following, and you have quite the fan base. So what we did was we reached out and asked a few fans if they wanted to ask some questions, send some questions in. So we did get 2 questions that we scoured and we thought were pretty good. So the first question is from this gentleman on the screen.
Oh, my boy! Oh, man.
So this guy,
This question is.
this random man says, Pat, I know you're friends with Lane Kiffin. Did you know, or were you aware, that Juice Kiffin wasn't Lane's dog and that it was all a scam?
You know? Oh, Drink. I love Drink, boy. I did not, I did not know that. and what a PR stunt that is. What a great job Lane did as making it seem like that was his dog. Do we know if is that an accurate statement that Juice is not Lane's dog?
Well, knowing the person a little bit that asked the question, the guy likes to stir pots just a touch.
He does.
So I don't know, but he could. He very well could be. I mean, Lane's in, and it seems like you know him. He seems like a fairly interesting bird. He seems interesting.
Yeah, and Drink likes I'm a Florida Gator. I make it known, and it's one of those things where we could go down a rabbit hole. And the fact of Drinkowitz is my favorite coach in college football, and that has nothing to do with anything, whether we had a coaching vacancy, whether we didn't. I'm excited about Summer. I'll say it right now. I mean, John seems like
I was going to ask you about
what I'm hearing is John might make an appearance on Like a Farmer before, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, dude.
I honestly thought Drink might have gone to Florida.
Who?
I almost thought Drink might have gone to Florida.
We're not going to get into that. I don't want.
That's until the kid woke up and signed a fat crispy deal.
Yes, no, yeah.
And look, I would have loved for Drake to be at Florida, but like I said earlier, guys, think about college football, especially now. Everybody's on the same. When you get to that level, everybody's on the same pedestal, and then you focus on what I say earlier, the talent, the personalities. So now your storytelling with who your head coach is. Drink, what a beautiful human being, man.
Totally.
He's a dad first, which I love. And he cares about his kids, which I love. Like, obviously his kids and his players. But he's just a good dude. And to do what he's doing at Missouri, man, shit. Missouri did a great job by keeping him.
Oh, dude, it was the best news I'd gotten in days, truly, because he is, like you said, he's a special person. You have any type of conversation with him, whether it's just a casual one or where you get to sit down like you did with the interview. We had the opportunity to interview him as well. He was so kind, so gracious. And so I was at my Missouri game a few weekends ago, and I got blasted, dude. I was hammered drunk, and I was in the AD's suite, and it was fun. It was fine. But the suite right next to us was just full of young gals, and they're fired up, dude. They're going after the game's going. And I'm like, that suite seems way more fun. So I just kind of drunkenly walked in there, and I'm just partying with these gals, these young kiddos, and they're hooting and hollering. We're having a blast. I walk back in, and the AD goes, "You know who that was, right?" I'm like, "No, I thought it was just cool. It was Drink's family."
Yeah.
I'd been partying my ass off with Drink's family. Now I feel kind of stupid because I was intoxicated.
And you reeked of beer.
Yeah, well, because I drank the beer, it got all over my face.
I think
of course it was fun.
He's a girl dad, right? He's a girl only dad.
Dude.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man.
And that family he has is truly he's great. But
I think he got around too much. I started talking shit too much that I wanted him at Florida, and then somebody overheard me and they made it known that he's staying in Missouri. I think they actually targeted me on that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, you were going through all sorts of avenues. You texted me.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, by the way, Drink's coming. I'm like, no, lick my butt. There's no shot, dude. I mean, honestly, I thought, because he truly, that's a testament to the job he's doing, right? You have that opportunity to have
dude, that's that whole thing, and y'all know it better than I do, but sometimes it's cutthroat industry, man. Like, the whole Lane thing is crazy to me, man. Like, he's still a human first, and you're the public eye, and then it gets weird, and then now it's because Lane's coming to Florida, and then this, and then now you've got Coach Summerall, who's a badass dude, but there's this stink in everybody's mouth of it's like we wanted Lane, and then it's just a weird thing. But Summerall, if you know anything about him or watch him talk, he don't care. He's guys, I get it. Y'all want a winner, and I'm here to win.
Well, he was 49-11 at Tulane. I mean, tremendous track record, really good. I did hear a few of the tidbits he had put out prior to that when he was interviewed as Tulane coach. I think it was the art of complacency he was talking about. And
dude,
I thought
Coach
that was
Summerall ended his conference saying, guys, y'all play, won't back down at the beginning of the first quarter, at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I won't back down. That's how he ended his press conference. It's like, dude, that's amazing.
Another compression shorts moment.
Brought
to you by
exactly,
Summerhall, dude.
Okay,
So
he made me start drinking at noon during his press conference. It was awesome.
Everybody needs a reason.
we look forward to him maybe or maybe not being on Like a Farmer podcast. We'll all tune into that. That's super cool. I know, especially with the vested interest you have in the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. All right, so the last question we have is actually a video question.
Oh, hey, Pat. My question is, how do you sleep at night?
Short and sweet. Short and sweet. He looked very familiar, Casey.
Yeah, I can't put a thumb on where I know him from, but
He seems like an exuberant personality and probably a fine craftsman at his craft.
Dude, Stone Street, man, he, let me answer the question first.
Yeah, how do you sleep at night? Red wine?
tonight probably pretty well.
I've had to, it's hard for me to sleep, and I think y'all will get this as just people that want to be great, whether it's on the football field, off the football field. Like, I stay up late at night, just like what's next. Like, my mind is always like moving. So to be honest with you, Mr. Stone Street, I take a lot of CBD to go to sleep, man. That's what I do. All right. Just to clear, I got to shut the mind off, dude. It's so hard. I mean, guys, it's almost 9 o'clock where I'm at, and I could sit here and talk for 5 hours. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Like, I enjoy this. Like, so who's coming on the show next? What's another show that I can build out? What's another live event that we can put on? What's another activation that we can put on? What other sponsors make sense for the show? Like, it's just all nonstop that I just eat up, man. So
A politician, I'm telling you, Case.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's got it written all over him, and
You're a
for
politician.
good. Use your power for good.
Yes,
That's a beautiful. No,
hey, let me tell you something about Eric, and it's looking like it might not happen, but you know, I hit him up a couple weeks ago saying, "Hey, I'm a member at a golf club in Kansas City."
Block
Lloyd. I told you that, Mitch. And
oh yeah.
Sid and I were thinking about getting married out there, and he hosted us. Him and his wife are the best people ever, and like invited us in their suite. He made me watch the Chiefs play, which, you know what? Shout out, that was a great atmosphere.
Totally.
We had a great time, but dude, he's such a good dude.
He is.
Because of who he is as a person. Going back to the storytelling, I'm going to say storytelling 100 million times on this show.
Please do.
But that's what it's about. Like, that's Cam. That's Cam, man. That's Cam. No, that's Eric Stone Street, the farmer. The kid that grew up in Kansas showing pigs as a young boy. Like, that dude might be more country than me, man. Like, he's a country boy. People think he's like Mr. Hollywood because he's on the big screen. No.
Now he's got the property built kind of in northern Kansas City, a little bit northeast Kansas City, but he's also got this property out, I think northwest. It's about 500 acres, and he built this professional firearms range there. And he brought us out there one day, and they were training like CIA and stuff, and it was the most insane. And he was just sitting there doing it. Was the craziest thing. But he is the kindest soul. I don't know, Pat, you really should. If you get a chance, I think they do it in June or July out in Kansas City. Have you heard of Big Slick?
No.
So Big Slick they do every year. You know, they have an actors contingency out there. It's Paul Rudd, it's Stone Street, it's Sudeikis, it's Rob Riggle, it's David Koechner, all those guys. And they put it on for Children's Mercy, and they have country artists, they have all sorts of folks out there. It really is. Cool. It's cool, and they raise millions of dollars.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean,
what you really should do is just pry them. And then you get a +1, and then your fiance can't make it, and then weirdly I'm available, and then we both go and we hang out.
Have a great time. That dude, man, he's a philanthropist, man.
Yeah, he is.
Let me tell you something. Law enforcement. I mean, that dude is law enforcement like to the nines. Like he loves his law enforcement. Which, dude, that's American, man. Let's move away from this like Republican, Democrat. Let's talk about, are you American or are you not? That dude's American.
Compression short moment yet again. He is American. Now there's one question, another question. It's not so much a question. There's a story that was prompted to be asked. It's by a guy named T. You know, a guy named T.
Jesus.
You know T. All right, so T said a few things that I'm not going to put out there, but he did ask one thing. He said, ask him about the time he wore a Tecovas hat to another potential boot sponsor Zoom call. That's bananas behavior, dude. Please fill us in on that.
Big
Dude,
sigh.
I didn't even realize I had it on until T texted me that, hey, man, you have a Tecovas hat on. But that just goes to show these guys believed in me when I had this many followers, right? I mean, Tecovas changed my life. And
Good boots. Great boots.
Great boots. But, yeah, dude, that's a true story, man. I had a Tecovas hat on while on another competitor boots Zoom call, and it just didn't even strike me because I always got Tecovas on, whether it's my boots. They got jeans now, dude. Their jeans are unbelievable. I got compliments. I never get compliments on my ass, dude. And I got compliments on my ass the other day because I had Tecovas on.
That pooper was looking good in those jeans, wasn't it there?
I'm going to have to buy those jeans.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
yeah, Case could use a little plumpage back there. Pat, I can't thank you enough for the time. I can't thank you enough for even if it's been a few weeks, the fellowship. It doesn't take long to watch what you do and see that you have a huge future ahead of you. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to be a part of it, whether it's in a meet and greet line or if we're high-fiving a sideline of you doing something major. My friend, thank you so much for your kindness. And honestly, what people don't know is behind the scenes, Casey and I are really trying to figure out how we're doing this thing and all this stuff. And you have been so gracious with just your team, yourself, looking into it, pouring into it. It was such a privilege, and kind of alluding to the fact we had talked about earlier that I've been just blown away by the amount of support that people are giving me when I haven't been able to give any back. So I really appreciate it, Pat. You're the man.
I'll finish with this, man. You are jumping into an industry where it's saturated. Everybody's doing it. Everybody wants to have a podcast. Look at it as any other deal, man. Help others. Don't have an ego. Don't be jealous. Like, just give what your experience to other people, because that's what people did with me. And that's not even just doing what we're doing now. That's in everything, man. People had mentors. People would help each other. Like, there should be no ego or narcissism or jealousy, like, in this industry. Like, everybody should be helping everybody, because there's one way this industry is going, and that's just new media is where everybody's going to be getting their information in the coming years. And I'm excited for myself, everybody, especially y'all. Y'all are doing a great job, so thank y'all for having me, man.
Well, you're talking to Pat
awesome.
Spinosa, the podcaster, the politician, the actor.
One more, Pat.
God bless you, Pat.
I'm out of red wine now. That's
Oh,
how
no.
great it was, man.
Well, take care, Pat, and God bless.
Love y'all. See you.
Thanks, Pat.
There's nothing I can do about it now.